The Ultimate Singles Schmoedown is upon us again as we are getting set for our first match, which means in about 30 minutes time, that will probably be the future for JTH. Now let's find out if I actually am correct in my prediction of this first match between Brenden the Kid Meyer and Witney the Beauty Seibold today on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And welcome back. So, the Singles Ultimate Schmoedown is here again. Got a pretty interesting field this year. Got a lot of big names that have taken a pass on the Ultimate Schmoedown this year. Names like JTE, Andrew Guy, Drew McWeeny, and some other big names are going to take a pass this year. So, going to be interesting to see the position that they will face. Maybe they're focusing more on the Team Ultimate Schmoedown. So going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So I have to admit, when I saw the official bracket for this particular tournament, it made me scratch my head a little bit, and I'll explain why. It's not necessarily the people that made the bracket itself, because obviously when you have some big names, you have to fill them in with other players. The thing that interested me is the fact that there were a lot of players who were 0-1. Witney Seibold is one of these players, and the thing, it's not necessarily the fact that there are players that haven't won. It's the fact that players like Witney, and along with other players like Rachel Silverstrini and Haley Fouch, all three of which are 0-1 in the singles league, all got into the tournament, while players that had defeated them earlier in the season actually either had to go through qualifying matches to get into the tournament or aren't in the tournament altogether. Eric Zipper is one of those players as well. I don't know what the circumstances were that he wasn't able to compete. But, for example, Eric Zipper was victorious against Haley Fouch not too long ago, actually. And Haley Fouch with an 0-1 record is in the tournament. Eric Zipper with a 1-0 record is out. Rachel Silverstrini was on the losing effort in a match against Paul Preston. And as we all know, Paul Preston had to play a gazillion shit-tillion matches to qualify for the Singles Ultimate Schmoedown. And then we have this match, Witney Seibold, who was on the losing end of a match against Diamond David Del Rio. Witney Seibold is in the tournament. Del Rio had to go into a qualifying match to get into the tournament. Now, obviously, David was not going to be able to compete in the tournament regardless. It was mainly to try to keep Paul Preston out of the tournament, which he was not successful in. But, yeah, that was kind of interesting. It was almost like players this year got rewarded more for losing singles matches than they were for winning, because there were a lot of players that lost in singles matches this year that got a free pass into the tournament, while players that won had to fight their way in. That made me scratch my head a little bit. I was a little confused by that. Maybe that will be explained. Maybe that will be addressed. Who knows? Maybe I just spent 3 minutes of rambling for no reason at all. Maybe it was just all a matter of scheduling. Well, actually, it wouldn't be a matter of scheduling conflicts, because if the players had won, they should already have been in over the players that they defeated. So that was a little interesting. So we have one of these players, Witney Seibold, who is one of these 0-1 players, who's going to be playing Brenden Meyer. Brenden Meyer is, of course, one of the up-and-coming rookies that has taken part in Schmoedown this year for Season 6. Had an amazing run in the free-for-all, which I got to see firsthand. His only loss in the singles division so far is against the current Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Primetime Paul Oyama. So it would be interesting if he would be able to go the distance and have a potential rematch against Paul. if Mr. Oyama is able to retain the belt at the New York live show, which will be in a couple of days' time at the time that this airs. So this obviously is brewing a little bit. There's a little bit of a rivalry here between the Kid and the Beauty. There's kind of this whole thing with Bibiani. Witney left. Bibiani had to find a new partner. It's the Kid, the Beast and the Kid, and the Kid and the Beauty, and Beauty and the Beast, and Beauty and the Beast. And wonderful singing by JTH. And so for storyline reasons, I understand why this match was put together in the tournament, but I would have preferred that this match had actually taken place before the tournament had started and not necessarily thrown into a position where it had tournament implications. For me, personally, I think this should have been settled before the tournament had started, but that's just my 2 cents on that. So as far as who I think is going to win, as much as I want to see Witney advance here, I just think it's going to be too tall of a task. He really did struggle in that match against David Del Rio, so I'm going to be curious to see how he will bounce back. Obviously, it's been a while since he played in a singles match. It's been almost, I want to say, 4 months since that particular match happened. Actually, it might not have been that long, but it's been quite a while. It's been much longer since he played than since Brenden Meyer has played. Let's just put it that way. So I think just in terms of consistency, the fact that Brenden Meyer is coming in a little bit with more momentum, had a nice team match win with Team Shazam, which for the life of me, I still don't get why they're called that, but be that as it may. So let's start with the JTH rambling. I've done that for far too long now. And without further ado, let's get into this in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, it was a little bit different. That caught me off guard. Crap. At least the theme's not different.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Ken. Half the gang's here. I almost said the gang's all here. But Ken shows up so much, he's almost the new gang.
By author extraordinaire Ken Knapsack. He wrote Why We Love Star Wars, and I love you, Ken. Why is that?
You love me because all the time we spent on the 10 freeway nearly died. I'm happy to be here, Mark. This is exciting. Tournaments are exciting. Why? Because if you lose, you die, literally. Also, if you win,
mainly this dies. R.I.P. piece of paper. R.I.P. pieces of paper.
To make their mark in this tournament.
And advance in the tournament. That's what's so fun about this. This is what all season.
Also, apparently I'm sharing a code with Lisa. So Lisa, if you're watching this video, please comment below because this is your Coke apparently.
Canada's own Brenden Meyer. Now, Ken, you go into the backstory of this. I think you and I.
Although it might be all gone by the time you comment. So, I apologize.
And maybe who the person that the crowd should be rooting for is.
You know, the Kid, he makes his name at the free-for-all, right? He's a great performer. I get it.
There I am. There I is with the O stink cap.
Witney is an accomplished critic, a professional, a dapper man who had just his partner, his friend.
He truly a critic.
His back on Witney, and I side with Witney
my feelings.
Here, and I think he made the right decision moving on.
Oh, you got a ticker. Boop, boop, boop. Ticker does not agree. I agree with your disagreement of agreement.
I'm a nice guy. I like to take people under my wing, and that is what William did with the Kid. He saw this new player into the league. He liked his mocks. He said, hey, Kid, I'm going to take you under my wing. I'm going to show you the ropes here, and he supported the Kid. I have 3 indisputable facts about Canada. Number 1, the Toronto Raptors are current NBA champions. Number 2, Bryan Adams is a gift from God. Number 3, the Kid deserves his place in this league, and he is the higher-ranked competitor. Like I said, Ken, he comes in at 1-1. He almost beat Paul Oyama, the champion, and then you have Witney Seibold. He comes in at 0-1. So what are we looking at here? How do you see this match playing out?
Well, first of all, there's a 4th fact about Canada.
About
Canada. 1987, third baseman Tim Wallach's 100th RBI for the Montreal Expos was a hit by pitch. Look it up. That's a fact. Second thing here is Witney is one of those guys.
Wish you had asked me that before my sports battlefield match.
Bad luck, and I think that 0-1 record is not not an indication of what he really is, and I think this tournament's about that. And again, as far as the kid, I get it. He comes skipping in here.
Skippity-doo-dah, skippity-day.
Licking his lolly like he's on the deck of the Titanic in 1912. I just...
They had lollipops in 1912.
I see what's happening. I see what's happening out there, and this is a league...
Didn't even have horse and buggies by then.
And I want that to continue on here today. I don't want kids taking over.
Too late for that.
We have, although one of them does have a beard in this league, they had some words to say about themselves.
Yeah, not talking about me. We know better than that.
I just received a phone call from Mr. Seibold, who says he wants to play you in the first round of the singles tournament.
Mr. Witney the Beauty Seibold?
For revenge.
Revenge. Revenge. Revenge.
Alright, so first round of the tournament. I'm feeling really excited. And, you know, obviously with Witney, there's a little bit of history there.
Listen, sorry, I can't really talk right now. I'm busy just sending a few text messages to my new partner, Mark Hoyt.
The good thing that came out of all of this
he's
is
there.
that it's brought me back together with Mark Edward Hoyt. He has come from the Nether Realms to join me and support me in this match against the Kid.
I'm just so
Still
excited.
got the cue.
I've watched the tournaments before, and to kind of get to
Heading it like a triple.
This season, win or lose, is super exciting, and I'm just going to go out there and play my best. And, you know, maybe I can go on a little run. We'll see.
I just want to thank Robert Meyer Brenden for setting this up. I think that was like a really nice thing. People say he's a bad guy. How bad can he possibly be?
You're too nice. And I don't like
Well, that's pretty mean.
I thought it was nice.
I'm so glad that Robert Meyer Burnett has arranged this for us, because we're angry. I will destroy him. He is not mature enough to handle me. He's not mature enough to handle much of anything, really. He is but a child. And it will allow me to move on with my new teammate into a new realm, as a new person. And that's what's important today.
Whoever wins, I lose.
I have
That's
nothing
well
to say
said.
to the Beast. I have nothing to say to the Kid. They know who they are, and they know what they did. And I know what I will do to them. That's it. See.
The Kid's like, hey, hi, and Witney just like, get off my lawn.
We might have Witney Seibold. Maybe he has a new.
He would
friend helping him
take
out.
his whooping stick and just.
In the corner, that's Mark Edward Hoyt, who is apparently giving Witney some sort of
As I
powers.
bash
He
a
also kind of
DVD cover.
Promos here that maybe
DVD's old,
catfish
folks.
in the car. They
Go to
could
Blu-ray.
find out more about that. We'll get some investigative reporters on that. But what's interesting about the promos is William the Beast Bibiani knows Seibold well, and he knows that Witney's not coming in here with a pleasant attitude.
That's right. This is going to
What
be
a
the
shame.
X factor. Is maybe not the competitor that is playing the match here today, but it's going to be William Bibiani. Maybe he holds sway in
Lovely
this
time
match.
for a
Very excited to
pop-up.
Get the playoffs going. Ken, let's do it.
Hope that doesn't mess up the video.
We're about to see perform good at.
Back in the days of crappy internet connection, that would have definitely done so.
We sent a lot of unpaid interns to the competitors and asked them to choose their favorite.
Unpaid
competitor.
interns?
The tape is this.
Well, that's not right.
Seibold, his skills include classics, actors and actresses, I just call them actors, shopping at Brooks Brothers for some classy suits.
He
I
looks
like
really
that
good.
one.
The kid can't afford that kind of stuff yet.
Yeah, the kid, when asked, he was a bit trepidatious. He didn't want to list some strengths because he felt that worked against him, but we held him down and took his lunch money and got them Oscars, directors, and attending prestigious golf tournaments. So he's a tournament veteran.
I wonder which one that was. Masters, US Open, Open Championship, PGA Championship, Players Championship, the RBC Heritage,
I am ready, sir.
AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Yay! Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines. Is it?
All right. Introducing first.
I forgot.
Of 0 wins and 1 defeat. Accompanied to the arena. Edward Hoyt. Here is.
They're not. I'm not dead.
Seibold.
Well, I see something on the floor.
What
That is-
the? What?
disappeared back behind the curtain. There he's back up. He's back to full size.
That was a trick. And man, there's Mark Edward Hoyt.
Not bad, but I'm sure you did not fool Penn and Teller. But I'll give you a round of applause. Hey, what's going on here? Oh no! Yes, I'm no Mr. Bill, but I can be Mr. Ham. Say, Mr. Bill, we should make some refreshments for our guests.
Express for men, or
wearing their
structure.
cologne right now.
All right. And his opponent, with a record of
William Bibiani.
accompanied to the arena by William the Beast Bibiani.
No, he's actually the one playing. Don't try to trick us.
Meyer, the Kid.
And
There's the big.
that is William Bibiani's music.
There's some tension between
That
them
is-
there.
Kid appears! The Kid!
Why don't you just come out to the Pokemon theme then? Come on. You won't get that copyrighted. Oh, he did a Ric Flair.
Junior high bully.
Woo!
Love it from Whitney.
I guess he had to fix his hair first.
Give the Kid always the optimist there. Always the
Yeah.
optimist there.
Two great heads of hair. If the Kid pulls out a slingshot, we're gonna keep
Nothing
it
like
real smooth.
Pokemon and horror music.
Still love it.
Okay, so I think Bibiani trying to kind of make nice with Whitney, but look, Ken, this is all about the head games because it is the playoffs, and now that Bibiani has taken a step back, as has Mark.
Pokemon and horror. That's about as weird a combination as JTH and
Whitney, and it is Brenden
Coke.
Meyer. Gentlemen, we are about to kick off the ultimate
Enough
Schmoedown
said.
singles tournament. Here are the rules.
Got some
Round number one.
rules.
It's a 3-round match. In round number 1, you're going to hear 8 questions from 8 different corners of the movie Trivia Schmoedown Galaxy. Each question
The
is
galaxy.
1 point.
Why not
No
the
bonus points in a
universe?
question. There's no stealing in round of number 1. As soon as you hear us ask the question, please write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard.
I shall
in front of
try,
you. When we
but
ask
that
you
gets
by
hard
name
every once in a
or
while.
nickname to reveal your answer,
Especially when you only know about 2 directors, 5
5
actresses, and about 2 movies from the 70s.
Has 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. You're not sure you heard a question correctly. You want to buy yourself another 15 seconds. Use a JTE.
So keep that in mind, Schmoedown.
Each have 1
No
chance
director's
to
questions
use
today,
1 point throughout the
and
duration
ask about
of the
6 questions in animated.
match.
Then I might get about 4 of them.
You're the higher ranked competitor here today. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
All right, that's what I expect from fan in there. And Witney Seibold, how are you feeling going into the playoffs?
Caffeinated.
All
See?
right, Ken,
He's
they
ready.
seem ready to go. You good?
I
Once again?
am good. Let's do it.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown.
Yay!
I love it.
Caffeinated.
Let's kick off the Ultimate Schmoedown Singles Tournament. Question number 1 comes in the category of action/adventure.
Got a lot of
Action-adventure.
cartoons in that
Which
category.
film in the Lethal Weapon franchise finds Riggs and Murtaugh taking on a crooked former cop named Jack Travis?
Crap.
Speaking of
I was hoping it would be Lethal Weapon 2,
once again, plug for
so
Ken
I could
outside
say,
here to my right,
Diplomatic immunity. Just been revoked. But it is actually Lethal Weapon 3. I'm gonna get one right. Hot damn.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh no.
Lethal Weapon 11.
Lethal Weapon 3.
It is Lethal Weapon 3. There you go. 2 or 11.
Darn, I almost
All
wrote that
right,
one down.
Whitney out to the early lead. The Kid, a shaky start. See if he can rebound. With
Right
the next
answer.
category.
Just
Movie
been
release
revoked.
dates. Movie release dates. We love ye, Scott Mance. 2009 saw the release of this Quentin Tarantino film.
Oh dear.
Speaking of 2009, this is the last time I was funny, but you're funny, and you're doing some comedy in New York, man.
New York, we got the big Schmoedown on August 31st. Doing stand-up August 30th. Tickets at markellislive.com.
I love that.
5,
Counting down.
4, 3, 2.
From dusk till dawn.
Pens down, go to Whitney.
Inglorious Bastards.
Oh.
Yes, close enough there. And did the Kid have it as well?
Inglorious Bastards.
Starring Sam Levine.
Yes, I missed the Sam Levine movie, Inglorious
Hello to
Bastards.
Sam. We hope Boca's treating you well.
All right, third question comes in the category of dramas. This 1987 film, directed by Luis Valdez, tells the life story of rocker Richie Valens.
It's a good question. I have a lot of follow-up questions, but I'm going to wait until after we get the answers.
I was gonna make a joke that probably would spoil the answer.
I think we were both going to do
We both were gonna do it.
Going to go to 5.
4, 3,
I don't
2,
know.
1. Looking for answers, starting with the kid.
La Bamba?
That's
It
correct.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey.
La Bamba.
He had it as well.
Bamba.
Hmm.
La Bamba.
Oh,
Decent singing
La Bamba
voice.
is Spanish for
Lou,
the Bamba.
Diamond
Yeah.
of Young Guns fame.
I know a little Spanish. Me el dumbass.
Is from the world of directors, and your question is simply, who directed Apocalypse Now?
It's not one of the directors that I would know.
The other two famous musicians that perished in the crash, known as the day the music died alongside Richie Valens.
Little Bopper and Billy.
Big Bopper.
Big Bopper.
4. 3. You're
Buddy
was
Holly.
Little Bopper. 2. 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Whitney. What do you got?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh.
All 3 names correct. Did the kid have it?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yes, he did.
One that I should know, because he's pretty famous. I at least know he did Jack,
Heard that rumor as well.
but shame on me.
Comes in the category of fantasy/sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. In what 2014 Disney film does Elle Fanning play Princess Aurora?
Let me tell you where Apocalypse Now really dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Merchandising.
Yeah.
There was no Apocalypse Now cereal. There was no Apocalypse Now lunch boxes.
I wanted a Bob Duvall figure, didn't get it.
Burger King tie-ins.
5,
Nothing.
4, 3.
Fro
Repeat the question.
Oh, we got a repeat for Brenden there. What 2014
I actually don't know.
Disney film does Elle Fanning play Princess Aurora? All right. Early use of the JTE rule there.
That's right. The kid. I think he's just trying to keep.
It's
it-
not Frozen. That's
he's
too easy.
thinking there. We need an answer in 5,
I can't think of the other one.
3,
Oh.
2, 1.
Frozen. That's
Pens
wrong.
Down, pens down. All right. Starting with the kid.
I was gonna write Cinderella, but it's not right anymore.
That's
a
incorrect.
hell of an effort.
I don't know.
And Whitney simply doesn't know
Yeah,
the question mark.
Maleficent.
Oh, Maleficent.
Yeah, of course.
4-3 score. 4-3 score.
Maleficent. She wasn't actually evil. She was just having a bad weekend.
All it
Next
takes
roll
is
comes
one
from
bad day.
comedies.
I thought my joke was
How
pretty.
comedy was it?
Who played? It's a great ad on Whitney. 2 points for Whitney for that. In the world of comedies, who played Megan Price, the groom's overbearing sister in Bridesmaids?
Let's just talk about this movie today.
Funniest movies of the last
I quite
10 years,
enjoyed
my
it.
opinion.
Quite enjoyed it, and I loved the cameo at the end by Wilson Phillips, one of my favorite bands of all time.
If you did
Stand
best
by it.
comedies post
Stand by
2000.
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens
Melissa
down.
McCarthy.
We are going to go to Whitney first.
Maya Rudolph?
It is not Maya
Incorrect.
Rudolph.
Wasn't it Melissa McCarthy?
It was.
We got a tie game.
I actually spelled Melissa wrong there for a second. I don't know many Melissas.
Ball game here, Ken.
Tie ball game
see.
going into the 7th inning of the first round here. Actually, more the 8th. All right. Question 7 comes in the category of horror /
Yeah.
thriller. The Last Key is the title of an installment in what 2010's horror franchise?
You big horror movie? You're not a big
Oh
horror movie.
no, I get scared. I once peed my pants at 40 over a commercial for like Insidious 1.
Pens down. We go to the kid.
Insidious.
He had the correct answer.
The Insidious series.
All right, very rare that kid gives away an answer, but they'd already written them down, so
He gave away the answer, and I still didn't know the answer.
you really could have said any other horror movie title. Man,
That's what I'm doing.
this is what the playoffs do to you kids. It's not just tense for them; it's tense for the announcing team.
Very sinister. of you.
Don't cut that out.
Mercifully, I will be asking the next question. And
I'm
that is
given the
animated
answer,
movies.
and I still don't get it.
We are currently tied at 5.
Damn it.
Your
Damn
question
it.
is,
Damn it.
from the world of animated movies, who voiced James P.
Yay.
Sully Sullivan in Monsters, Inc.?
I'm shutting up. I ain't saying anything.
Yay. You got to get
Well,
right back.
I wish you'd actually texted me why you said that and why you did that.
Yeah, have a sip of your bye. 5, 4,
John Goodman
2.
stole me mango.
John Goodman.
It is John Goodman.
John Goodman.
And the kid had it as well. All right. And now we move on to round number 2.
Give me questions about ex-actors from Roseanne, but
Look at that beautiful
I won't get,
wheel around
Yeah,
the studio for
I
a
know,
little bit.
I know.
participating well. Fans seem to like it. In round number 2,
I won't
each
get
competitor gets to spin
questions
that
about
fairly new wheel. Each category that you see
answers that
contains
I'm given
4
in
questions
horror.
from said movie, trivia, Schmoedown genre. Each question is worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number 2. So, if you're not sure of the answer to your question, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you
I hope you people never let me live that one down.
does go down to 1 point.
Got a question wrong where they gave me the answer.
Whitney are tied, Ken.
It's a damn shame.
Because the kid is the higher ranked player. You can spin first, or you can defer to Whitney.
I'm gonna defer.
Here comes Seibold. He's gonna.
All right, Whitney's gonna.
Very.
Sounds like a roller coaster going up to the top of the ride. Opponent's choice.
Why didn't I just look?
And as the kid is thinking about what category to give Whitney, I'll remind everybody that this is a Patreon full wheel. The wheel itself is sponsored by our good friend Reefton. How about a hand for
I think they finally spelled his name right.
His sponsored slices.
Yay, Reefton.
And Denzel Washington. Thank you again, Reefton. Now the kid, you're looking at all those categories. Which one do you want to stick Whitney with?
Yeah, pull a real rejects.
And gonna need an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's doing
Oscars.
He's doing Oscars.
Interesting.
Oscar movie.
One person in the Schmoedown that looks like they're actually attending the Oscars. It would be Witney Seibold.
Absolutely. Good play there.
Be in the upper mezzanine.
All right, Ken, would you like to ask Whitney the questions? And
I will.
Try to not give away any.
I did actually see the Dolby Theater when I was out there in LA. Much bigger than I thought it would be.
This film was the last musical to win the Best Picture Oscar.
Musical. Well, not La La Land.
Is it Chicago?
That stings.
About 30 great seconds.
5, 4.
Oliver?
Incorrect for steal. 2-point steal.
Chicago.
That's correct for 2 points.
Yes! Wow. I know my Best Picture winners.
Second question in the category of Oscars for Whitney. Almost Famous received 4 Oscar nominations and won 1 of them. For what category did the movie win?
Could you repeat that question?
Yes.
That is a JTE rule.
Almost Famous received 4 Oscar nominations and won 1 of them. For what category did the movie win?
Multiple choice, please.
A, Best Supporting Actress. B, Best Original Screenplay. C, Best Original Score. D, Best Editing.
B.
Best Original Score.
Incorrect.
Do you want to repeat
Best Supporting Actress. Best Original Screenplay. Best Original Score. Best Editing.
Best Original Screenplay.
That's correct for
Wow.
steal. The kid with another steal. All right.
If you didn't know any better, you would actually think I knew something about Oscars.
She did not.
No.
She did not.
Third question out of 4. Tom Hanks received his first Best Actor nomination for what film?
Philadelphia.
Incorrect. 2-point steal.
Big.
Oh my goodness.
2-point steal.
Oh my goodness.
Away with the category. It's not even his. The kid really flexing his boyish muscles in round number 2.
All right. Final question for you, Whitney, in the category of Oscars. This film was the last. This film was the last Best Picture winner to also win Oscars in every other category.
It's one of the Lord of the Rings. It's the third Lord of the Rings. Forgot what its name.
Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King?
Yes, that.
There it is.
2 points.
Needed that one back.
2 points, keeping pace there. So,
needed that one back.
Oh, fudge.
The kid, he picked one of his strongest categories, hoping Whitney wouldn't, that he could get some steals. That's exactly how the round ended up playing out. Now the kid has a spin at the wheel.
All right. Look at that new wheel.
Very impressive gamesmanship by a child so young. He is comedy. He's going to spin again.
Comedy?
Doesn't want to laugh. Doesn't like
laughter. You have a
not a fan.
you have a soul of coal.
Not like laughter.
That is Denzel
Washington, a sponsored wheel. Reefton sponsored this one. Wow.
Thank you, Reef Time.
Mr. Denzel, Washington, D.C.
For the kid in the category of Mr. Washington. However, if he misses a question, Whitney, get ready because you could steal it.
Missed them all.
Your first of 4 questions is, what is the first feature film that Denzel Washington directed?
Antoine Fisher.
2 points.
Correct.
I thought that was a person's name.
For the kid. And
You heard Antoine say
your
meatloaf.
second question. Robert Duvall plays the hostage negotiator, Lieutenant Frank Grimes, in what Denzel Washington film?
Multiple choice, please. Wait, I'm not playing.
Go to 5, 4, 3.
I'm going to go multiple choice on
2.
this one.
I can give you that. Is it A, Man on Fire, B, Equalizer 2, C, John Q, D, The Pelican Brief?
John Q?
The kid gets a point.
For a point. Look at this.
Check the multiple choice live.
I was going to say John Q, too, because it's one of the only ones I actually knew.
Number 2, Denzel Washington and Spike Lee have worked together how many times?
Oh, wow. That's hard.
Numbers
Too many.
in film.
Tournament goes deep. Tournament goes deep.
That's right. Right. Thinking about the history.
I think that's, yeah, I'll go multiple choice on that. That's going to be hard.
I can
I
give
don't
you
want to
that.
risk that.
Is it A3, B4, C5, or D6?
5.
5?
That
Oh.
is incorrect for a 1-point steal. Is it A3, B4, C5, D6?
A3?
Also
That's
incorrect.
That's
Looking
incorrect.
for B4.
Mm.
We sound like we're playing Battleship.
That's right.
4 times. Malcolm X, Bo Better Blues, inside man, and he got game.
Yeah.
All right, so we remain at a 14-8 advantage for the kid over Whitney. And kid, you have your last question now.
'Kay.
Facing you in round number 2. The St. Elsewhere star Denzel Washington became an actor in movies, and here's your last question. Sharing its name with a classic fairy tale character in Disney Princess, what is the name of the program the FBI uses to see 4 days into the past in Deja Vu?
Multiple choice.
I can give you that. Is it A, Cinderella, B, Sleeping Beauty, C, Beauty, or D, Snow White?
Cinderella.
Snow White.
Take a bite out of that apple because you are correct. 15-8. The kid gets a point for that last multiple choice correct answer, and he enjoys a 7-point advantage, Ken, going
He
into
knows
round
his
number 3.
Denzel
Whitney
Washington,
Seibold has
D.C.
any chance here.
Well, we're going to have a movie called Mr. Washington Goes to Washington.
Here pretty much. He's got a little bit of wiggle room, but you know, again, Whitney knows his stuff. He's not some naive youngster up there from Canada. He knows his stuff.
Well, the kid is actually winning, and he's from Canada. So,
Don't math me up.
all right.
What that got to do with math? That's, don't geography me up.
3, we need help from our competitors in the form of 3 numbers. We need you each to give us 3 numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number is going to correspond to a different corner of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. The first question you hear is going to be a 2-point question. Your next one's worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 big points. And so I will ask the kid for your series of numbers.
Whitney, don't pick that number, please.
Currently in the lead.
1, 9, and 4.
1, 9,
What?
and 2.
Weird relevance of those two.
And what does Whitney have?
2, 10, and...
Why you pick 2? Supposed to win if you pick 2. Now 2 will fail you. Why?
For your 2-pointer.
Why? Why?
To modern classics. Modern classics.
It's an oxymoron, but okay.
And your
Hey, you wanted modern classics when I sponsored that wedge
What
slice.
is Rocky's brother-in-law's name in the Rocky franchise?
Paulie.
Polly.
2 points for Whitney. And he pulls to within 5 of the kid. And so we're going to stay with Whitney for your 3-point question. In that, you selected number 10. And that corresponds to action-adventure films. And your question for 3 points. Which 80s action movie featured one of the villains named Theo exclaiming, "And the quarterback is toast"?
Flash Gordon.
5, 4.
Sudden death.
Incorrect, looking for Die
Oh.
Hard. And the quarterback is toast.
I thought it'd be Flash Gordon because Flash Gordon was the quarterback.
Because he has one question remaining. Now, the good news for Witney is that question is worth 5 points. So if he gets it right, he's going to force the hand of the kid. However, it's his last question. So if he misses it, the kid is going to win round number 1 of the Ultimate Schmoedown via technical knockout.
All right.
Hey, come on, don't say that yet.
All right, Witney. You selected number 11 for your 5-point question, and that corresponds to coming-of-age films. Coming-of-age movies. And your question. Name 3 actors who played greasers in Francis Ford Coppola's The Outsiders.
Have a good day, Whitney.
Matt Dillon. Matthew Modine.
5,
And Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
4, 3.
I don't think so.
By technical knockout,
Throw the damn towel.
the Kid Meyer.
Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise, C. Thomas Howell, Emilio Estevez. The Rock probably wasn't born yet, but a great match nonetheless.
I'm sure he was born, but probably not the right answer.
You know, I don't want to give credit to the kid, but I guess I have to at this point. Witney came in here with a lot of knowledge, and it just didn't happen. Didn't work out for him here. I guess William the Beast Bibiani's been coaching Brenden. I don't know, but
Nice job, kid. Return.
Because William Bibiani comes in, he takes the kid under his wing, as we mentioned. The kid had the moxie to have the good fortune, obviously, of Witney spinning opponent's choice, and then he stuck him with Oscars. And again, that's the category the kid knows like the back of his hand. And Witney, even though he
Who knows the back of their hand?
he still knows a lot about
Hello?
the Oscars, but
Hello?
the kid proved to be the better.
I don't know the back of my hand.
knowledge person today.
I don't even know what it's
That's
called.
What got him to the next round of the Ultimate Schmoedown.
you know, I guess I wrote him off as a cool little hip Marty McFly could beat in here, but I gotta treat him a little more seriously, I guess. Let's hear from them, because
We're going to hear from them in just a second, and we want to remind everybody not only to check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon, but also we want you to come see us in New York, because we're going to be there in a matter of days.
Still got the 2 first-round matches of Ultimate Schmoedown.
You can get SchmoedownLive.com. There's only a few remaining, so make sure you grab those now. And the night before, you get to see me do some stand-up along with some special guests at New York Comedy Club. Tickets at MarkEllisLive.com.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with Witney Seibold. Witney, I think it's pretty inexcusable to be dressed like Hans and not know the answer was Die Hard.
You know, Die Hard came into my life kind of late. What? I saw it when I turned 30. So it hasn't been a presence in my life. I haven't memorized the friggin' dialogue to Die Hard. I like it. I like Hans Gruber.
Obviously.
I like John McClane. But, yeah, that was a little embarrassing.
Josh McCouga is embarrassed for you, I'm pretty sure. But seriously, getting a spun, opponent's choice, it's always kind of the sword in you at the end of the day.
I believe Julia Roberts got us on that wheel once before.
Damn, Julia.
That was me and Mark. If they had asked me Oscar questions about the 1930s, I would have been okay. But they didn't do that. They went with Chicago.
We don't even live there.
I can tell you're a little butthurt about that still, but obviously it also
Buttered, battered, and bitter.
The 3 Bs.
cool. Obviously, I can see that you're a little upset too, because just the bad blood that's kind of been boiling between you and Bibiani and the kid. But all that aside, how did you feel about the kid's performance today?
Oh, he did fine.
The end.
He's got good things ahead of him. He's young. He has time to fail yet.
So encouraging. Well,
My best to you. Don't screw up. Go have some poutine. listen to some Celine Dion and Nickelback and Bryan Adams and Throbbing Members and other Canadian bands.
I really hope that's a band. I don't know. I think we're done here. Hi. How much do clothes cost in the Matrix? All right, I'm going to send it back to the desk.
All right, Ken, Witney Seibold
You don't insult the
clearly knows a
movie
lot about
geek.
Canadian
That's
musicians.
that with
And maybe if he could
me.
have applied that knowledge to the Oscars, we would have had a very different interview. But, you know, look, Witney, he holds his head up high. He walks out here. He knows he's got game, but he does acknowledge he was bested by the kid today. And how much of that was due to the fact that he no longer has William Bibiani in his corner.
Absolutely. But the Throbbing Members opened up for the Tragically Hip on their 96 tour, so good bad.
All right, Triple F giving us that knowledge, and we turn it back over to Jen Sturger once again, who has an interview with the kid and a special guest.
Thanks so much, guys. Brendan, you made
Special.
it in your first round of the
A
singles
special guest I
tournament.
expected. Yippee!
I feel great. I mean, it's really, really great to be able to play another match this year in singles. You know, I love playing the game, and so I had two kind of big goals. I mean, look, there's obviously I don't even want to call it a feud, but I guess we have to. The feud with Witney, and so
family.
It's a family affair.
I could tell, but when you came back here, you kind of breathed this deep sigh of relief. Were you a little nervous going into this?
Absolutely. This may be one of the most nervous matches I ever played, just because I really wanted to get back to 2-1. You know, I had a really, really tough, as we all see now, had a really, really tough draw in my singles debut going up against Paul, and went down 0-1. And I felt like until I kind of got back to 2-1, until you have that sort of better than 500 record, you're still always kind of, you know what I mean? Not
Mired,
get another match or
meddled,
even if in the second round I go up against a great opponent and I come up short, still 2-2 and can go into next year kind of level playing field. I kind of came back from that deficit I was put in, so I'm happy about that.
I feel like every rookie needs that one loss that's kind of like their gut check moment to like teach them about like how hard this league is, you know, because you get that first win, you're feeling good about yourself, and then there's that moment where you're like, oh yeah, this is hard. Bibbs, how did you coach him through this?
Well, first off, I don't think that part's true, JTE. But listen, the kid is a natural talent. He knows his movies. All I had to do was fill him in on every single one of Witney's weaknesses, and that was that. It was real, real simple. The real problem we're going to have is trying to figure out how to get him back in here.
That's true. That's true. Oh.
All right, jump in.
Oh, Jesus. So, oh God, we're doing we're doing space work now. Fantastic. So, obviously, you're going to be facing Howard, Stacey Howard, or Mark Riley next. I don't know if you knew that, but surprise!
Yes.
How are you going to be preparing for this?
You know, just a lot more studying.
Sleeping in the ball, keeping warm.
I guess I won't say them publicly in an interview, but there's certainly things.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm not going to do that. You know, I definitely am going to continue to study, continue to work, and talk about two people who've been around the league a very long time, people who've won a lot. I mean, Riley, a former champion. So I think it'll be a tough match, but I'm feeling good. I've got a little momentum here, so we'll see what happens.
Right. Best of luck to you during the tournament, and congratulations on your first win.
Growl, everybody.
You don't have a mic, Bibbs. Back to you guys.
All right,
You don't have a
well,
mic.
they're
Then
very
scream
excited
louder.
The ultimate Schmoedown, as anybody would, but Jen brings up a great point because he faces a daunting task. Whether it's Mark Riley or it's Stacey Howard, he's going to have his hands full with either one of those competitors. Ken, you and I,
Which we will see
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
You know what? I'm always
Oh,
gonna be in the
you gotta take her.
conversation.
Boop, boop,
I know
boop.
I'm
Stop
gonna
singing that song.
I manage, but that's just the way the announcing
Okay.
schedule falls for this tournament.
You're going to be fair, unbalanced?
I'll be as fair.
unbiased,
You know, I have a lot of
impartial?
respect for Mark Riley, but Stacey's going to win, and I'm looking forward to taking on the kid. I think Stacey's going to make her mark.
You want to get that invite to Mark Riley's holiday party, you better
That's true.
give a fair and balanced announcing slate. Hey,
Oh,
ladies
you're
and
not
gentlemen,
invited to the
thank you guys for tuning in.
USC
Check out
season
the Movie
opener.
Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. We'll see you real soon around the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. That's Ken Knapsack. I'm merely Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. Peace out.
All right, let's run everybody off because there's a couple people to mention. Thank you, Jen and Mark and Ken and Movie Geek and the Beauty Seibold and the Kid and the Beast and I think that was everybody. So let's get into the match. For the record, my bracket, we can put it back together because it's not destroyed yet. So yay, saved bracket. So yeah, I destroyed that bracket a little premature. So Brenden Meyer has advanced. He will play either Stacey Howard or Mark Riley, which we will find out who wins that tomorrow. Tomorrow, and all that other lyrics to that song. On the others, or on the bottom side of that bracket, because he's in that second spot in that on the right side or left side of the bracket. I don't know left or right and all that card. So I believe in the lower tier it is another Paul Preston Lon Harris match, which apparently they were building up just so they could play each other again. And we will also have, it was confirmed, Ben Bateman will be playing Liz Shannon Miller. On this side of the bracket, it will be the Ethan Irwin versus Haley Fouch match, which will take place at the New York Live show. We also have, I'm trying to remember, the Bibiani Chance Ellison match is also on that side. And then in the bottom tier, we have John Roca versus Rachel Silverstrini, and the rematch between Janine the Machine and Mike Kalinowski. And that is the field of the Ultimate Schmoedown. I'm going to be curious to see who will come out on top. Me personally, I thought about it long and hard, and ultimately, I'm probably going to be surprising some people with this. I'm actually taking Ben Bateman to win. It's a long shot. I know that. I know he had a tough draw in his last match against Mike, but you know what? He's a good player, and I think he will stride with the opportunity. Especially, I think that side of the bracket really does favor him. I think he's got a good shot against everybody on that side. Now, the final is going to be pretty tricky because I think the other side is a pretty loaded bracket. When you got Ethan Irwin and Bibiani and Roca and Kalinowski and Janine and Chance, that's a really tough side to have to deal with. Any one of those six, actually, any of them could come out of that side. All of them know their stuff. If any of them get a category that they are really knowledgeable and they can do some damage on that side of the bracket. So going to be really interesting to see who comes out on that side of the bracket. But I think Ben would probably be the favorite in every match that he goes into on this side of the bracket. So I'm going to play kind of chalk on that side, and I think Ben will get to the finals. And based on what I just said, I actually think he's going to win. So that would be a very interesting pairing if Ben gets that title shot at the Spectacular. But will he? We'll find out. I predicted he's going to win, so the answer is obviously no. I got a ruined bracket gift, for God's sake, so you know it's destined to fail. So, yes, that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Always watch their content first. It's just the right thing to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe to their content and to mine as well if you so choose to do. Follow me on Twitter at WWEJTH1. I post all my reactions to that channel. And follow all the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown content. Facebook page, Twitter page, at the Schmoedown. The official Movie Trivia Schmoedown website, triviasd.com. They've updated the schedule. It's funny, I talked about updating the schedule, and it was updated the next day. It's always like somebody actually watches a JTH Reacts. Yeah, that was a joke, folks. So yeah, check out all the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown content. And become a patron if you can. It goes a long way. But until next time, I will see you tomorrow for Stacey Howard versus Mark Yodi Riley for another first-round match in the Ultimate Schmoedown. I will see you then. So I am JTH. Thank you for watching, and I bid you adieu-adieu.